On News in the Week review, the All Progressive Congress Party Chairman Abdullahi Adamu has unveiled the party's vice presidential candidate, Senator Shettima, who was the former governor of Borno State, at the party's vice presidential candidate unveiling in Abuja. The APC party chairman said the unveiling of the vice presidential candidate will send a strong signal to Nigerians that the party is ready to unite amongst all odds to ensure it wins 2023 presidential election. Responding to the unveiling, APC vice presidential candidate, while delivering a speech, made it known that he don't seek to be vice president for the interests of the Hausa and Fulani Kanuri tribe, but he believes in the upliftment of Nigeria, adding Nigeria should erode issues of ethnicity and religious differences and look forward to the good APC governance will produce if elected in 2023 general election. Still on the same wheel, APC presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in a speech at the unveiling, reviewed their governance will boost Nigerian economic sector, educational standard and security, adding they will eliminate poverty among Nigerians. Joining with me to hear what the vice presidential candidate, the party's chairman and the presidential candidate said during the unveiling of the vice presidential presentation in Abuja.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and pleasure to unveil and welcome on board our vice presidential candidate, the distinguished Senator Shettima.
Excellencies, we need to lay to rest issues of religion, region, and ethnicity. I don't intend to be the vice president to represent members of the Islamic faith. No. The Sultan of Sokoto is capable of doing that. I do not seek to be the vice president to protect the interests of the Hausa Fulani Kanuri triangle. No. I believe in the Nigeria project. Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu believes in the Nigeria project. And I swear in the name of God that I never supported the Ashwaju project to be his running mate. I supported the Ashwaju project because of moral compunction.
Hear me loud and clear. Yes, sir. The hope is here. The assurance is here.
I don't believe yesterday night, sir.
The security is here.
I don't believe yesterday night.
The capacity is here. The boldness is here. You are the great people. Educate our children. Bring up our grandchildren without thinking of religious division. We are one. Our passport is one. We are a happy country. I thank all the members of the APC and supporters. Much has been said, written about my decision to select Shettima to partner me on this journey.
Okay, so we have seen, and we've seen for ourselves what the vice president and all of the APC members have said during the unveiling. So, Mr. Gbemiga, it is a good thing that APC have actually unveiled their vice presidential candidate.
Yes.
It is a good thing for them. But the chairman said something that this unveiling will send a strong signal to Nigeria that the party is ready to unite among all odds. So I don't know, because for me, I think maybe this have actually shown that maybe Nigerians are thinking there is a division, or Nigerians are thinking there is a division among them due to the primary election that just happened a few months ago. Or what do you think, sir?
Well, if I'm correct, it was saying that it will send signal. Actually, people were thinking the first day that they said they want to unveil, people thought it was difficult for them to showcase the vice president. But don't forget that it was the same period that the election in Osun State was going on. Majority of them were already in Osun State. So running down, coming back to the party secretariat to do unveiling, well, it will be difficult. But as he said that it will send a signal. It will send a signal that the party is ready for the election, the party is ready for their campaign, and they are ready. But, we cannot talk about everything that happens. Majority were talking about Muslim ticket, talking about that. And the vice presidential candidate tried to showcase 2 points during his speech, and that was the presentation of Paul Ojukwu and the other lady, that they are Christian, that is not...
Okay, his adopted son.
His adopted son, that he gave an analysis of how he got the guy, that he saw him at one of the supermarkets in town, that's 15 years ago, and he picked him up. The guy even had results that was better than his own in terms of the secondary school
the
GCE results, that his own was better, and he has to look at him, and took him up. And today, the guy is set to go to UK for his doctorate degree, according to him. And he presented the other lady, who was a daughter of his former English teacher, I think, his former English teacher. And all that, it was just trying to let Nigerians know that it's not coming. According to him, he says so that it's not here because he wants to become Muslim advocate.
Okay, sir, on what he said, there are some social media speculations that Senator Shettima Kashim is a leader of some Boko Haram gang. So, which is a social media speculation?
See, if you say even social media, you remember this that we are doing is on social media too. But when people try to lie or create something, don't forget we have people that are propagandists. Their business is to pull somebody down. And in politics, don't think it's a smooth road. Some people will be dragging you. So it's not left for you whether you want to be listening to distractors or you want to focus to where you are going. He was the governor at the time. During his own period, he suffered a lot with Boko Haram issues for that good 8 years. It was, if you remember, there was a time, I'm sure some of you will remember, there was a time he came to the presidency and to Villa, and he was crying. For the first time for a governor to be crying. Some say it was just a crocodile tear that he was shedding, but notwithstanding, it's you that sees, the particular person that sees what happened can tell and have the feeling. But some of us that are far away, we might not be able to know. Well, if there is any evidence that shows that he is a Boko Haram leader, whoever that has that should bring it up. And the whole world will be able to look at it. But, well, to me, that is expected in politics. It's expected, and you see that somebody will even tell you the day you are born what happens to your mother, what happens to you yourself that you are not aware. So once you are into politics, you should expect distractors and all and that. One of the take home from that declaration or unveiling was the issue of bishops and others that took everywhere as regard to fake bishop or not fake bishop.
Okay, sir, but do you think, because for me,
yeah,
from what we've seen, I don't really believe those are real bishops.
Where?
From what we've seen.
What is the criteria that shows a bishop? That's the question you ask yourself.
Okay, but do you actually know they were actually trying to hide from the camera? They never wanted people to take pictures of them. Because I saw a video clip of it.
If I must tell you the sincerity of it, I know these guys in town. It's not the first time that they are coming up. Amazing. So they are known faces. They've been doing press conferences. Go online. Let's do the test. Go online and check some press conferences that majority of them had carried out. Okay, they've been in the business. They are politicians.
They are politicians.
They are politicians
so
too.
Don't you think that this will also be kind of slander or send or distort the APCs in
That's if you want
cycle?
to look at that. As if you want to look at that, what is the impact of that? Don't we have Christians among them? That day, I had an interview with one pastor, and the man, a Yoruba man, said he was ordained in 2018, if I'm right, together with the wife of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu at Redeemed Church. That is because of his love that he came to that place. But it's not of the type that wear a separate uniform. He sat in the midst of people, and I had an interview with him. I was not even interested because I never knew that he was a pastor, but he was eager to talk to me. And as he started talking to me, and I asked him, what do you see? He said to him, it's nothing. He's a pastor. He said he's a pastor and he's here to support what is going on, and that it is a redeemed pastor too. So how many pastors do you know that are inside? It's just because those ones they have a particular uniform that they put on. That was what made them to be known. Some of us that were there, are you not a Christian?
I'm a Christian.
Am I not a Christian?
Okay,
but we were there.
Okay,
so,
sir.
To me, there is nothing about whether they brought this or not. Mind you, those people, they have their churches. So even if it is 3 members or 4 members that they are having, they are Christian and they are pastors, according to them.
Okay.
So what's the criteria to how to know a particular bishop? Except somebody is looking for a big name. But remember, it's we journalists that made those big names. Okay. They are not known. Somebody started, nobody knows the fellow, but they come up through the reportage, through publication of photos. People get to know the face, attach name to the face through TV, just like this. Tomorrow, somebody will say, maybe I'm not a journalist, but it's through the camera that people attach name, and it continues like that. They are building their own. I'm not against them. Some of them claim to be politicians too. So.
Okay, so we pray and we are hoping that if APC emerges as 2023 president, we are praying and hoping that they would deliver according to what
our prayer is that we should be looking forward to whoever that comes in, that they should take the issue of religion seriously, but we should not allow religion to divide us. Okay. When you go to hospital, will you tell the doctors whether you are a Christian or you are a Muslim before you treat me? You won't ask. And a criminal will never bother to go and look for a lawyer that is a Christian or that is a Muslim, except in Sharia court. And even if in Sharia court, if you are conversant with the law, you could go there and defend your client. So that is them. Okay. It's we or Christians that should know what to do.
So let's keep hoping. Let's keep hoping, irrespective of our religious differences, according to what Shettima says, shouldn't distort us. So let's keep hoping they deliver well. Okay, on another development, Controller General of Nigerian Correctional Service has requested the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to grant inmates voting rights to vote during elections. And reacting to their visit, INEC Chairman Professor Momodu Yakubu noted that INEC is committed to inclusivity, including the right of inmates, and also it is imperative to discuss the legal framework on how it could be achieved in Nigeria. So let's have a quick view of Controller General of Nigerian Correctional Service, how he presented his request to INEC Chairman, and also the response of the INEC Chairman.
The inmate voting right. The court recently gave a judgment in favor of inmates to vote in our elections to select our leaders. The modalities for this process need to be worked out. And so we need to be here to discuss or to interface with INEC to find out how this process can be achieved.
Okay, so we've seen what the Controller General Representative Daniel Adaro, who represented the Controller General at the INEC Chairman, we've seen and we've watched what the presentation and everything he has said. Okay, so on that, sir, Nigerian Correctional Service, I think this inmate voting right is a form of decoy, or there is a system beneath that wants to use this as a form of decoy to loot money, because I don't want to believe that amidst this crisis of jailbreak, and they are coming in to come and present that the inmates should have rights to vote. Or what do you think?
Well, they are entitled to their opinion. Remember, according to the representative of Controller General, he said a judgment was given rights to inmates to participate in an election. But in this Nigeria that we find ourselves, the system that we are operating, with that system gives room to the inmates to have it. How long will one inmate stay in a prison? Will the inmate be there for the next 4 years? What happens to those that are just being remanded for a few days for the clearing of their cases? What of those that are not even criminal, but luckily they find themselves in such environment, awaiting trials for how long? So when they leave the place, what is the process? According to the INEC chairman, he pointed out the numbers of what to do to follow before such will be. He was not against it, but he was asking, will there be authority given to politicians to come to the prison to campaign for them? You should note that.
Yeah.
Who is going to campaign for the prisoners? Then now let's take it. They need to register. If they've not registered, there are some that were not up to 18 before entering the prison, and now they are now 18 years. Okay, if you register them, what of which party? How many parties? We're having close to 18 parties. You must give room for all the politicians to walk down into the prison, campaign to the prisoners. You must allow journalists. You must just normal thing that they do at campaign funfair, the way they do it, you must do that in the prison. What's the essence of the prison that they are now?
Okay,
you
so
need
but
to ask yourself those
all
questions.
of this that you just mentioned is included in the framework that the INEC chairman mentioned to him.
You know, he told INEC chairman said that they will look into it.
Yes.
But this cannot follow, they cannot meet up with 2023 election because there was no preparation for that. 2023 is less than some months election. I think, if I'm right, the election will be by February. So about 7 or less than that election is coming up. So what's procedure will you do for registration? Will you do for this, do for that, capturing and others? Follow the cleaning of the system. Even those that registered before entering to the prison, can they tell where those things, where the materials for registration and others, their voters card, can they tell where it is? Somebody that was picked in Kaduna, and this case is here in Abuja or in the Port Harcourt, one way or the other, in the movement of prison, the prison is now in Abuja. Who is going to go to his house? That means somebody will follow him to his house to go and look for his voter's card and come back. No, a lot of things are in between it. But it's not bad the way they brought it up.
To have voting rights.
Yes, to have voting rights.
Amidst this jailbreak crisis.
You understand better. So the fellow that was registered in the prison that was expected to vote in the prison, but within the period, jailbreak occurred, he disappeared from the prison to an unknown location. Will he come back and say, hello, sir, I'm here. I want to correct my...
I think there are better issues that the Nigerian government can look into.
Where?
And buying this at this very point of time, it's not ideal, sir.
Well, we cannot blame INEC because it's not INEC's plan. It was the plan of prison correctional service that brought it up following the court judgment that they are harmed with. So we cannot blame them. We just continue to follow the procedure. I'm sure Professor Yakubu, INEC chairman, is somebody that follows procedure. He is a man that's followed to the letter. So he's going to do it. If it's not the one, maybe one will be thinking this. But you remember, that day he made it known that this cannot follow 2023. That may be subsequent years. So if you can't follow 2023, you should be looking at maybe 2027 or thereabout, or the next 8 years.
Okay. So all we are praying is that our country will get better with all of this whole thing.
Until we get to system where we use electronic voting, every other thing. That's when those can happen. But before it happens, you must register everyone. You must have identity. You must, anywhere you are, they should be able to trace you. Just like if anyone commits crime in US, they can use part of his finger to match the data and trace wherever he is. But we have all those. So first thing first, they should first of all tackle those things that will make such work, not to first of all be looking for it and be thinking it will work.
Okay. So still on news in the week review, following the suspension of the Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCP Abba Kyari, on drug deal, on the third day of his trial at the Federal High Court in Abuja, he asked the court to grant him fresh bail application on the note that Kuje prison jailbreak has incurred conspicuous situation that should warrant the court to release him, pending to the determination of the charge preferred against him by NDLEA, as they have shown that they won't jump bail. Counsel to the DCP Abba Kyari, Mr. Onyeshi Ikbazu, said, following his suspension by the police and being in detention for over 5 months, he does not have the luxury to interfere with witnesses that the NGC intend to produce, and that was how he actually said it. But before we go to the analysis of this one, let's watch what the counsel to Abba Kyari has to say, or what he presented at the court concerning the jail application.
Well, the circumstances has changed. Everybody now knows that Kuje prison is not safe, despite the assurances given by the prosecution. And you know that the defendants were hardworking law officers that have succeeded in securing several convictions. So we urge on the court the consideration of these facts for the grant of the application for bail.
Okay, now we've seen what the counsel to Abba Kyari has said concerning his defendant. So, sir, Abba Kyari, I think there is no way out of this for him because he actually committed a crime, and he should face the judgment for what he did. As a correctional officer, as a police is the gateway to the society, they said. As someone that is a gateway to the society, him being involved in drug dealing, it's not a good name for Nigerian police cycle. Also, what do you think about this? And also, the lawyer coming to say he's asking the court to grant Abba Kyari a bail application. What do you think about that, sir?
Well, looking at that, because of Nigerian law, it's yet to be convicted. It's yet to be declared that I really committed it. It is until when the court is able to establish through the processes that I really committed it. Ordinarily, in a layman's eye, he might have committed it, but until it's done, until it happens. So let me just take that to correct that it's yet to be declared to have committed it, and that's the process. But when you look at the processes, remember, 2 out of 7 of them, 2 of them had already agreed that they committed it, and the court sentenced them. And they now turn to witness for NDLA at the moment. Well, you know, when you have a counsel and your counsel knows how to make use of the situation, he will try to use it. The counsel of Abba Kyari discovered a loophole through the jailbreak, and he wants to use it. Remember, they've already requested for bail application before, and it was not given. Now coming on another form to request for bail application as a result of what happens in the correctional center. That's a good way to hide yourself, to maneuver.
But the counsel is saying that the witnesses brought, or the witnesses that the agency intend to produce, that since Abba Kyari have been in detention for 5 months, how sure would it be that those people are actually witnessing to the truth concerning Abba Kyari's case?
Investigation will reveal that. That's why you have professional investigators.
So don't you think they're actually trying to use it as a form of decoy to get him out of that place?
Well, anybody can make use of whatever that comes his way. When you are fighting, remember, when you are in a public place and you are fighting in the open, whatever you see, you use to defend yourself. You see cutlass, you try to grab it and see whether your opponent will be scared with your cutlass. If you see broken bottle, you carry it up and scare him, and see whether he will run. The counsel to Abba Kyari saw a quick way of looking for what he has requested for in the past, and then try to make use of it. Well, that's another way of delay tactics. They will begin to adjourn the date. It's not good for him because he's still a young man staying there. But I hope by the time the judgment finally comes, we will understand the direction.
Okay.
But it's opportunity for him.
So we are hoping that his case will be constitutionally followed, so he doesn't have some manipulations being it, because Nigerians will not agree to that, sir.
Well, remember that after this case, there is another one that is waiting for him, the one with FBI, and that one is still pending. So
he can't even leave the court. He can't even leave Nigeria.
He must first of all settle this one. So how would they do it? So in the process of giving him bail, if US FBI comes in and pick him up, the case will have issues. They won't be able to continue with the case. So they were looking for all the options. And but I know that being a known, vast, knowledgeable law officer, he will not leave the court. He will not leave the prison, rather. Because when people were saying that maybe it was because of him, something tells me that no, he will not run, because there is nowhere he wants to go, except he wants to go to the desert and stay. And according to the lawyer, that they were looking for him to take him, I saw one write up somewhere that they were looking for him to take him to desert. So if he goes to desert, what's the value that he will get in the desert? The person that is a big man in the city will now turn himself to desert. When will he come back? So it's better. I'm sure he is going to face this case, not only him, with others, and they will come out of it, whichever way it falls, either guilty or not guilty. We'll follow the story up and we'll see the end of it.
Okay, so in the meantime, members of Youth Wing Christian Association of Nigeria, Yobika North Central Zone, has opposed the Muslim presidential ticket by the All Progressive Congress. Yowican chairman Owoyemi Alfred, who made us known in Abuja, disclosed the Muslim ticket will insult the sensitivity of Nigeria and the Christian youth in generally. Follow me to watch what Yowican chairman have to say concerning the Muslim ticket.
Which unites the country and restores peaceful coexistence. We said no to joint Muslim, joint Christian ticket. We are for equity and fairness. It is our belief that there should be no party with Christian presidential ticket, and there should be no party with Muslim presidential ticket. This insults the national interest and our inclusiveness as a nation.
Okay, so we've watched what Yowican chairman have said concerning APC presidential Muslim tickets. So what do you have to say concerning that? Are you in support of this? Because I know quite alright that currently right now, what's trending in Nigeria is this Muslim ticket, where a lot of initiatives, a lot of association comes up to say protesting against the. So do you think it's too late for them to come up protesting at this time?
When you say Yowican, or what do you call it?
Yowican.
Who are the Yowican? The youth wing of the CAN.
Yeah, the Youth Wing Association of the
CAN. I just want my brother, my sisters out there to understand. You ask a question, do I think it's too late? It's totally late. It's totally late. Where are the Christians when the processing started? Where are they? They don't know the end result of the process that commences long time ago. If I want to ask a question, yes, they have the right to demand for one thing, but let me ask this question. When the parties were doing party registrations, how many Christians registered? For them to know the process. How many Christians are card-carrying members of any of the party? We have close to 18. Remember, it was INEC that reduced them to about that 18. So if you are not part of the process, you don't have right to come in and say stop the process. So it will be a lesson to the Christian side to go and join political parties so that they will know when the process is starting. They will be part of it right from day one. You can't just come. INEC has closed the date, and remember, they're talking about that. I don't know whether people understand it. The Nigeria is divided into two, south and north. Somebody won from the south, and he's a Muslim. Yes, remember, the Southwest produced about 3 or 4 candidates for APC presidential primary. We have someone Bankole, Dimeji Bankole, former Speaker of House of Representatives. We have current Governor of Ekiti, Kyari Fayemi. You have Vice President Yomi Osinbajo. You have Tinubu from the Southwest, about 4 to 5. Boroface is also part of them. Now, when it gets to the point that a Muslim picks it up, you should know that the calculation has changed. Ordinarily, the North will be having in mind that Christian will come from the South. And if Christian comes from the South, we will produce Muslim. Now, Muslim comes from the North, from the South. They have their own determination of whom they want to present that will make them to win. And so, now they made it known that we're bringing up Muslim. Have you had any issues from the North? That they are shouting, no, we don't want it, we want Christian. Okay. It's only Christians in the North that are making case. But my question to them, and luckily I'm in the North too, my questions to them is that when the process started, where were they?
Okay, Mr. Gwemiga, I would like to ask a question very quickly.
Yep.
Okay. Now, this is the perspective where I see it from.
Yep.
Because now they have actually produced, I don't use geopolitical zone language. They've actually produced a president from the Yoruba side. And we know generally in Nigerian politics that the houses are the predominant of political positions. So this is the way I see it. Picking this Muslim ticket as a running mate, a Muslim as a running mate, I see it that they want to actually use that to compensate that space. Because now it's more like someone from a Yoruba land is going to be ruling Nigeria for the next how many years that he would stay there. So this is the way I see it. I don't know if it goes into what you were saying, But this is the part where I see it. And I also see that it is not appropriate, sir, to have a Muslim as a president and a Muslim as a running mate.
Now, hold on. Let me ask you this. At a point, there is this group that almost every day they were doing press conferences, nominating Pam, Yakubu Pam, nominating some of them. Were they there when those people are taking decision? Where were they in the same knot that they didn't join the movement? Somebody cannot start a process and concluded his process, and you now come from nowhere and say, no, you can't do it. It's not possible.
But sir,
remember, these people are looking for means to win. And they are looking at what can we use to win. They believe that the Muslims in the north are more. In the south, nobody cares about whether you are a Christian, you are a Muslim. As I'm talking to you now, I have a sister that got married to a Muslim. The children, do I kill them? Or I will not relate with them?
But sir, since these people are the predominant people occupying the seat, the Christians, Nigeria Christians.
Politics is not like that.
They wouldn't want to taint the Christian
Politics is not like that. Christians should go and join it. They should go and join politics. In my church, we were told not to do politics. Okay, let me tell you, I don't like to say it, but recently I started telling people, many years back, shortly I left secondary school, I was called. I was in Abuja and I was called from home. My dad is a politician. He joined them to those days of MPN and others. He was in the front. So when it got to the time that they said they needed councillor in our locality, in our environment, the elders met, the fathers that were doing it, they met and they said, okay, we are old ones, we can't join them. You and you. And luckily, my father was the second person that they gave right to present. Luckily, the other guy too is a Christian. Soji and myself were nominated to become councillor. But myself, harming myself with the walls of the church that you should not join politics, and looking at myself that I was just finishing secondary school, now to go to that place, I may be derailing from my journey. I told them that I'm not interested. Automatically, the second person becomes winner. And immediately they got to know that Benga was not interested. Soji became councillor in our vicinity. And that was how he carried out 2 terms. Now, if my father was not part of them, would they come and meet him in the house? That go and bring your son.
So why did you?
I heard one story about Bankole, that it was his father's lot that he gave it to him, that made him to go to National Assembly.
Mr. Gwemiga, I would like to ask you, why didn't you take up that position?
Because I was told from the religion aspect that we should not go into politics, that politics is bad, politics is evil. Now, who is to be blamed? You should be blamed the leaders in the Christendom, because they are the one that told us that politics is bad. So a lot of Christians withdrew from the politics. But now they discover that no, it's not good. They are saying now you can go into it, but make sure you do it. It's late. See, for Christian to come up, they need 8 years. Whoever that wins now, look at them. Obi has a Muslim
as a running mate.
APC, Obi is a Labour Party man. APC has a Muslim as a running mate. PDP has a Christian as a running mate. Whoever that comes up that wins the election, it is the party members that whoever that is leading will ask to submit list for any appointment. So will they come and meet somebody in the church and say, bring your names, submit names for appointment? It's certain that it's those people that are in the politics that will still become minister and get all the appointments. So my point is that everyone should participate in politics. So if we are saying we are the holy one, we don't want to do what is not right, why don't we go there and show the holiness and let people know that we are here for good? So to me, I still stand by it. It is our fault. Christians that are shouting, they allow the process to be late before complaining. INEC has already closed the nomination. The person that wants to pick has picked from his cycle, the people that will be moving, doing things together. Now you are now telling him that I should drop this one and take this one. Is that possible? Can I come to, I'm in Abuja now, can I go to Lagos and pick something in somebody's room without being part of their house? It's not possible. So people that are crying, they should learn how to cry. Yorubas will say, Jola Anko, Akinkoja. That is, you learn how to speak. You don't learn how to fight because you don't know how the fight will meet you. The fight can meet you in the garage, it can meet you in the toilet, anywhere, and whatever you see is what you use. And nobody is going to tell you this is how you give uppercut or this is how you give lower cut. So we should go and join it. That's all I can say.
Okay, so finally, sir, your message to Nigerians out there, as a Christian, as a Muslim, irrespective of your religion, you're yet to get your PVC. Ensure you get your PVC and vote for in the next upcoming elections.
I just hope on that day of election, some of my brothers and sisters will not go to different direction and claiming that the time is too much, they are wasting time, the process is too slow, and after coming to appear at the polling unit, you discover that maybe INEC officials are yet to come, say, me, I want to go home now and go and quickly cook and come back. Or some will say, I'm going to church, there is prayer meeting. Now it is time for the leaders of the church to know that that day should not be used for either prayer or for any meeting. It should be used for what it was called for.
For what it was called for. Okay. That is for those that are actually imbibed with the spirit of politics is not for Christians.
It is for everybody.
It is for everybody.
Are they ruling only Christian or only Muslim? Okay. They will rule all of us now.
So you've heard him. He said it is for
everybody. Are we not doing politics in the school? Even in the house. Are they not doing politics in the house?
Everywhere, sir. Everywhere.
In office politics.
Everywhere there's politics.
Office politics, you know how it is.
Yes.
So tell me, where is no politics?
There's
but
politics
the one
everywhere.
that will affect, now you are a businessman as a Christian, you don't know who is coming to do policy on your business. You say because you don't want to be seen as a sinner, you run away from it. And the person that doesn't know anything about your business will come and say, my friend, I don't want to see you here again. What is it? You are causing nuisance. There, pack your load and go. He doesn't know anything about business. But if it's a businessman that has business knowledge, he will know that this man is not meant to leave this place within this period. So who is complaining? We are the one complaining. We are the cause of it.
So please go out and get your PVC. You don't have this mentality of politics is not for Christians. Ensure you get your PVC out
so that they will not complain next time.
Okay. We cannot just go without throwing light to the story of today on the Accountant General of the Federation and ASU strikes. So I don't know if you have anything very quickly to tell our audience out there concerning this.
So surprising that Accountant General, who is in charge of the money for the Federation, will fall short with that huge 100-something billion. And there is no sign of remorse from him. It's a pity. If those that were looking at peak are committing such, what do you think the young ones will do? And so why are you blaming Yahoo boys? If Accountant General, who is the one to take control of the money, is doing that and such is discovered, and you can see fathers that were together with him, what will the children of those ones, what will they do tomorrow? And they too will come to market. Remember, a lot of them are replacing themselves in the service with their children, and that means
it will transcend from one generation to the next.
Another. So,
will the government get better?
How will it get better? The debt that Nigeria is owing, that's one that is in the pulse of only one person. If you use that money to pay ASU is requesting for money. If you use such money to pay ASU, are we going to be here now 4 months? Now, among the students that are supposed to be in tertiary institution, you will have some of them pregnant, some of them in the course of movement, accident, trouble or whatsoever, some of them to prison, some of them to different locations. Will Nigeria be better for it? And when you come back again, you say, okay, the students that are in the school, what result are they bringing up? These monies are meant to be used to produce one thing or the other, to create something in the country for the benefit of all. But only one soul or two or three pick the money up. Now, when they are taking the money, nobody remembers the religion, nobody remembers the tribe. But today, the money is disappearing and they are facing the case. Another person was appointed to take over the office. Look at the issue of ASU. How many ministers that cannot even iron out this? So if the children, the students and the universities are passing through this, do you know that now, indirectly, another year has been added
to the student?
To the student. Somebody that's supposed to finish in 5 years, 1 year in additional. Will they not collect money, school fees for him?
So
the parents will suffer.
Yesterday,
out of nothing.
They protested to the National Assembly yesterday in view of this ASU strike. They locked the boat gate. I was actually trying to get some information, but because of time.
See, a lot of protests will still continue until government do what is expected of the government, irrespective of any sector. Now we are talking about Anagbete, Edo State
Anagbete community
and other schools in Edo State. Only in state, Now talk of federal. So if the state cannot be handled, how will you handle the federal? Do you know that Nigeria is a complex country?
It's a complex country, sir.
Go to the streets, you see pump
Really
the
complex
fuel,
country.
the fuel issues, and it's still lingering.
The increase in fuel price.
Just imagine. Now nobody even complained that there was increase. You are begging to just see. Upon the increment, there is still queue at the filling stations.
So we are hoping that
I'm going to go home today. Only God knows. The weekend, we can't tell how it will be until we see fuel. But I just pray that
the next government that is coming up should please.
I hope there won't be much problem.
Because problem will never won't stop.
I hope there won't be much problem awaiting next government.
We are hoping for a better government. Whoever that emerges as the next president of this country should please speak for whatever it is he's saying, should also depict in actions also. So finally, on our story so far, students of Anigbete Community Secondary School, Esako Central, Edo State, has been reportedly said to have only 2 teachers teaching the whole students. Our correspondent, Rab Shekabo, who visited the school, disclosed most secondary schools in Edo State only have 2 teachers, and the teachers are being paid by contributions made by the community members. Okay, let's see the video of our correspondent and members of the community as they appealed to the federal, to the state government to come to their aid.
How many teachers do you have in this school? 2 teachers. You have 2 teachers in this school? Yes. The full school? Yes. Have only 2 teachers? Yes. Okay. So the other teachers that you people have, how did you people get them? It's only 2 teachers that you people have in the school. Yes. The full school. Yes. Thank you very much. Do you people have teachers in your classroom? No. Do you people have teachers in your classroom? No.
My name is Auduneli and I'm in SS2 and I'm the head girl of Anigbete Secondary School. In our school, we are having lack of teachers. We only have 2 teachers. We, the community, are contributing money to pay. So for that, there is no qualitative learning and teaching, and they are not teaching us properly because of lack of teacher.
My name is Zibiri Blessing. I'm the assistant head girl of Anigbete Secondary School. We are really begging the government to give us more teachers in our school because very soon our corpus are going back and we only have 2 teachers in this school that are paid by the community, and we need more teachers and equipment in our library. And we need a better toilet and a suitable educational standard. We want to build our school. We want to make it the best in all Esako Central.
My name is Tony Joseph from Anigbete Community. Our main challenge is here is very bad that people that goes to farm and fishing have to sell their fish and their farm crops to raise money for the community to pay teachers. It's very bad. We have government. If the ballot paper can get here, solution from the government can also get here.
Okay, so now we've seen the video of the members of the community, the teacher, the student, as they appealed to the state government to come to their aid, sir. But sir, it is really ridiculous. I don't know how to say it, but it is funny, sir, that a whole community would have just 2 teachers teaching the whole school, and they are being paid by money raised by the community members, as though they don't have a government running that place, sir.
See, coming into this matter, I will quickly speak about what I saw or what I listened to, and I may not use witness, but what I had in the place. I had opportunity of being in that state for about 3 months during the campaign of this last administration or this current administration of Obaseki and Osage during their campaign period. And luckily, see, you are talking of 2, Abi? The story is talking about 2 teachers. There was a school in one of the community, and the traditional ruler came up and said, please help us. We have 1.5 teacher. Everybody were looking. Why would you say you have 1.5 teacher? He now explained that the 1 teacher is the principal. The 1.5 teacher is the vice principal that is going to retire by December. Remember, that election was around September or whatsoever. And he now said the man is going to retire by December. So by December, the school will be left with 1 teacher. But for now, as he was speaking, they have 1.5 teacher. These ones are lucky. Anigbete people are lucky that they have 2.
They even have coppers that came to serve in that
and
community.
You listen to what the copper said. The copper said it will not. Once they leave, what happens to the student? And now the same student will compete with the general system. The same student will want to become this, that. And tomorrow, you now say the person is not. Somebody wrote somewhere that if you want to crash a country, start from the education. Everyone is not. See, almost all the states. You remember how many schools that were shut down? I think Governor Obaseki has a lot to do. Within the period that he is still on the government, the government house, he has a lot to do. Schools should be looked into. The secondary school, primary school should be looked into. I traveled and I moved around in those places and I noticed what was on ground and what is expected. No teacher will want to go there. Engage this teacher. Give them what they needed, everything that is expected of them. Send them to that place. They will develop that place. Now, the students cannot even say, I have assignments. Which assignment? When only one principal is taking all the subjects. 2 teachers, and it's the principal. So he will do job of principal. He will do job of writing lesson notes. He will come back to the class to teach. He's the one to be looking into classes and make sure.
So the amazing part is that if you would listen to what the community people were saying, they said that it's not even all of the time they have money to pay the teachers. That sometimes when they don't pay, they will stop. They will tell them they won't continue the teaching.
Yes, now if you are the one, will you do it? You are engaged to work, and I told you that I'm sorry, this month, and even last month, I'm unable to pay on time. And I told you that sorry, this month you be like say you continue, and I know that, and I know that the payment is not coming from a particular source. The payment is coming from the man that sells banana, the man that sells pepper, the man that sells, and they tax themselves to send their children to school. What do you think will come to that community in future?
Please,
what kind of foundation are they laying? That's a wrong foundation.
Please, we are using this opportunity to call on the state government, Edo state government. Please,
Governor Obaseki
and
Honorable Philip.
Please, they need help. They need teachers. They need educational facilities. Do ensure to please go into that community and help them.
And it's not only one community. Almost all the community. So when there is no teacher, how would there be water? How would there be light?
Please, Anigbete needs your help. Whoever you are,
you can hear the students.
You're from
calling.
Edo State. Please ensure you go to that state and do something about Anigbete Community Secondary Schools. That will be all for today's review. And if you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please do so on GTV Africa and on our Facebook page on GTV Africa Services to view more of our visual content, our news content. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and make your comment on our videos. Okay, so till we come your way next time, I am Ojon Samson, and here with me I've been
Bemiga Olamikon. So we'll see you again. Salute.
And thanks for staying with us.